this? Blinker dead. Benjamin dead. Where's my charger? Let's go. Nexpo video. I'm shaking. Excuse me. I'm with y'all, chat, for better or worse.
The world of paranoia.com is expansive and contains some of the most random and bizarre content that I've ever seen. It's a mixed bag, a look into the minds of complete strangers. A time capsule, if you will, of the wholly unconventional and immoral. Paranoia.com/Satan contains the name emblazoned over a black background. Paranoia.com/Extreme brings us to an unapologetically 90s homepage for an electronics store. Paranoia.com/The Slurp lands us on a page for pedophile pride. Jesus Christ. And Paranoia.com/Stag brings us to the homepage of a very outspoken stranger named Stag Meander. It was very cool of Paranoia to set up this server so depraved bastards like me can put up subversive web pages like this one. Thanks, dude. Of course, all of this is but a tiny sample of what you can find here.
1995, you had to have money to even have a computer back then. So this is
reign
all
over the internet throughout the
money
1990s was relatively big, and even gained the attention of major media outlets like the Austin Chronicle, at one point granting Kevin TX an award for Best Local Website back during its heyday.
Rich Jews.
This site, from top to bottom, is a monumental rabbit hole, and the interesting thing about it is that it's been archived hundreds of times on the Wayback Machine since it was created. Unfortunately though, this is the only way to access it today, since Paranoia.com was eventually shut down due to server issues. Reportedly, the project became too much for Kevin to handle, and so by the late 1990s, he had informed users that it would officially be set to die.
Yo, bro, I got 50,000 for me to come back.
URL itself
It don't even take that much.
In fact, it's
but
very much
I got 50,000 of an investment for me to come back, bro.
Today,
it's not gonna be the same. It's not.
Wait, that can't be right. P-A-R-A. Yeah, that's right. There's no way this is the actual site. Nope. Nope, it's Disney.
Wait, what? Nah, hold on. Let me look that shit up. You look up paranoia.com, it redirects to Disney. Look. Right?
But I don't remember ever.
Oh, y'all couldn't see my camera. Hold on. I'm turning the camera off. Like, y'all gotta see this. Look at this. How? How did that happen? How does this happen? Hey, man. Oh, we know what Disney is, chat. Don't act like y'all don't know about Disney. Oh, we know.
For hearing about this, or watching, or playing, or experiencing anything remotely close to paranoia. Paranoia, by definition, doesn't exactly scream family-friendly. So why in the world are we led here? At 4 in the morning on February 18th of 2021, a Reddit user named Logical Elephant made their way to a subreddit called r/Internet Mysteries, a hub dedicated to uncovering oddities from the dark side of the net. Curious about a recent, almost random discovery they had, they inquire about paranoia.com and its strange connection to Disney. Disney owns Paranoia.com,
Is it a mewing Reddit?
which was a controversial, kind of illegal website in 1995. I've noticed that searching for Paranoia.com redirects you to the Disney page.
Actually,
What
Audie, he
puzzles
was
me is
actually
that
on to
in
something.
1995, Paranoia hosted many controversial, or close to illegal content websites. I'm not sure if it's normal for them to buy these types of pages, but it seems strange to me. I've seen that in approximately 2000, Paranoia closed and became kind of a French page. Then it would redirect you to Disney.com. Being a controversial page at the time, has anyone heard about it? I've been researching and I can't find any information about the page. For example, Rotten.com was also working at that time, and there's much more information about this. This means that Disney bought this domain, and if so, why would it buy such a domain? It's a question so simple, yet it piques the enduring interest of internet denizens like me. Why do they own this domain? And why are they still sitting on it to this day? Below this, the OP includes a myriad of updates that they stumbled upon after their initial discovery, one of which being a link to a repository of URLs the Disney companies purchased since their online inception. Hosted on a website named HackerOne.com, we can observe a trove of URLs, with some containing purposeful misspellings, some related to their parks, some to their gaming department, and even a few random outliers that I wasn't quite able to source. Even with this, though, paranoia, with its peculiar, adult-oriented definition, stands as a stark outlier, an anomaly of sorts, in this list of family-friendly titles. All in all, though, this list, while handy to have, unfortunately doesn't tell us much about the broader picture.
Damn.
One week later.
Sound the horns?
Logical Elephant returns to r/Internet Mysteries for one more go at getting eyes on this case.
Donations.
A few days ago, I made this post about Paranoia.com and its connection with
What if that's how
Disney.com.
Epstein was
Although I
trafficking
haven't
FR?
solved why Disney bought it, I've discovered a lot of things about Paranoia.com, and it's very interesting. Paranoia.com was a website that hosted pages created by its users for free. This, with the lack of control of the internet in 1995, equals posts about pedophilia, drugs, prostitution, euthanasia, television cracking, bizarre images, and mind control. That, and along with other pages that were against internet censorship. There was not much interaction between users, except with those mentioned in the wall of the page, since it was not a social network in itself. It was just a place to make your page and add the content you want. It closed because its bandwidth had been reduced, and Kevin asked to avoid using this server to keep what they had usable until they disappeared. Below this one, they linked to various 90s articles mentioning paranoia, along with a Unabomber fan site, something called the Church of Euthanasia, where they explain how to cook a human body, a psychoactive drug archive, and a site focused on The Simpsons. Interestingly though, this go-around, their post caught much more attention, lending this investigation a theory it desperately needed. I think you nailed the reason Disney bought the domain. It was likely a title for one of their projects. Buying domains tied to IPs is extremely common in the media business. The reason you might not be finding a lot of examples is because Disney and other corporations use shell companies to buy domains so they don't get extorted on the price, and also to conceal their involvement with the domain until they're ready. For example, if Activision bought a domain called Skyrim2electricboogaloo.com, that would tip everyone off that they were making a direct sequel to Skyrim before they were ready to announce the project.
They aren't already.
Similarly,
Richie,
a woman
thank you for
who
the
owned a
10
small
months.
business making coffee cups that were powder blue around the top wouldn't ask for as much money for her Skyrim.com domain if the company offering to buy it was called Ted Franklin Consulting LLC and not Bethesda. I'm not gonna lie, I like this theory because it just makes sense. But there is one thing throwing a wrench in this, at least for me. I need to give you some context on where I'm coming from, though. So let's take a quick detour back to
1998, Borners? Any Borners in 1998? The boys got Chili's, hold on. Taco Bell? Nigga, I wasn't born in
in the late
1998. What the
internet
fuck?
adoption
I was born in 2000.
was growing.
Man.
It was an
Y2K,
unmapped
man.
expanse, ripe for the taking. Perfect for those wanting to make a quick buck. Companies left and right swooped in, buying up hundreds, thousands of domain names centered around anything and everything you can think of.
I ain't make my first
Pets.com,
band until I was 28 years old.
Ranch.com, Gandalf.com, MSN, eBay, Amazon, you name it. The stock market was growing at an unprecedented rate as even corporations and entrepreneurs with no prior internet experience were getting in on the action. Internet domains
Damn,
were
eBay
currency,
been around for a minute.
and those with an eye for business saw an opportunity. The gold rush was on, and for a while, things seemed to be going pretty damn good. People left their day jobs to trade stocks. Company valuations peaked.
Amazon?
However, something was on the horizon. Something unforeseen. A little something called
Hey! Wait, no, what is this?
Y2K scared the ever-living out of people, and it was all based in a lack of technological foresight. There was this persistent belief that computers, the internet, and technology as it was known would cease to function at the turn of the millennium, all because the first 2 digits of the year were set in stone within computer systems. Effectively, as the clock approached the new year, computers wouldn't understand where to go next. Time would progress backwards, in essence throwing everything reliant on the internet at the time into complete chaos.
Hey,
This
dumb as
idea,
hell.
this fear, only catalyzed the frenzy of what later became known as the dot-com bubble, the hysteria of buying up every domain you can think of in hopes for a big payday. But as the year 2000 came and went, everything turned out fine. The storm quelled, and the stock market fell from its peak. Down, down. Back to where it all began.
Damn. 2000. Wait, what year were y'all born?
It's
I've
not
seen
out of the realm
04,
of possibility
02,
that
03.
Disney partook in this, even if paranoia is a considerable outlier in the domains they purchased.
2004, yeah, it's a lot of 2004. It's
But
2005.
let me ask you something. Why would the Walt Disney Company in the early 2000s purchase paranoia.com
Why would
and
they?
not
Yo, wait, Aladdin.com was the genius, right?
Aladdin.com is not owned by Disney. SnowWhite.com isn't either. Fantasia.com, same story. And AliceInWonderland.com. I'm sure you get the idea. Some of the biggest Disney IPs in history have URLs that are not owned by the company that popularized them. However, Paranoia is. Now, while this commenter's theory is a solid one, I'm just not convinced this is why they have it.
Yo, this is messing with my brain. Old heads really swiped up everything. Yo, we all
Over
gonna
the
be
years,
old heads, bro.
whispers about this mystery have come and gone.
Feel like try to
Theories
age people
crop up,
faster now.
Yet lead to nothing.
The internet.
It seems like it just wasn't getting the attention it needed.
Bro, y'all swear y'all young, bro. Y'all swear y'all young, bro. Oh my God. Nah, it's some niggas that's young in the chat that want to be old, bro. That's the thing. And then when you start when you start paying taxes and bills, bro, it's over with. It's just, like y'all niggas swear y'all gonna be young forever, bro. Y'all swear y'all gonna be young. Hey, I thought I was gonna be able to play 2K stage for the rest of my life when I was y'all age. So I ain't gonna lie. Y'all can have it. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
But it is weird.
Fuck. Cause after 20, bro, shit just flies, bro. Crazy. I'm 42 in 2 weeks. I'm gonna send your ass a walking stick.
Before we continue, tonight's video has been brought to you by PDS Debt. Aside from taxes, I think we can all agree that one of the most
It's a 5 birthmark.
Explain like I'm 5. Can someone tell me how come when you put the URL paranoia.com, it takes you to disney.com? Companies will buy domains that share names
Nino,
with their
how are you
products
12
so
in,
that if
in
someone
10
just
days
types
and
in
you
the name
got
of their
2 switches
product,
on
they get sent
Glocks?
to the company's website.
What
In
the
this
fuck?
case, Disney released a movie titled Paranoia, so they bought paranoia.com and set it to ship people to disney.com. Typically, they'll ship people to a page on their website related to the named product.
My favorite
But
crash out
in
on
this
God.
case, the movie's several years old and wasn't a success, so they aren't promoting it on their website, just dumping you on disney.com. In 2013, a movie released starring Harrison Ford, Liam Hemsworth, Gary Oldman, and Amber Heard. It was an action thriller about an employee caught up in a heist situation and... Okay. I'm not gonna bore you with the details here.
Did she shit
Paranoia
herself?
was a film distributed by a studio named Relativity Media. Relativity Media was launched in 2004 and was a subsidiary of Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures and the Walt Disney Corporation are two entirely separate entities. And essentially, this theory, one that was accepted by the Redditor who asked the question, unfortunately isn't exactly true.
Damn, what a surprise.
Like I said, whispers about this mystery
I feel like this video could have stopped, realistically speaking, to the source, the last ditch effort. It could have stopped really right here after all the URLs.
have come and gone, and that's led to an inconvenient reality. Discussion about paranoia and Disney.com is scant, and answers have been admittedly difficult to come by. With this, I'd like to pivot our tactics here.
Okay,
Instead
hold on.
of focusing on what's been said about this in the past, let's rather direct our attention right to the source. Welcome back to Paranoia. According to the Wayback Machine, it's been archived over 430 times since December of 1996. However, the major phases hinted at by Logical Elephant involved the years 1996, 1999, 2001, and 2002. Scrubbing through Paranoia's archives for ourselves, we're able to see that its early years were more or less uneventful. Kevin TX appeared to be growing his platform, and at a cursory glance, it seemed to be taken off. The structure of his front page mostly remained the same too, as Paranoia was nothing but a hub of sorts. Just for the odd and unconventional. In the year 1998, though, we can observe a pretty substantial change. There are only 2 archives during this time period. However, jumping to the latest one gives us not the main website, but a message. Unfortunately, paranoia.com is no more. All but one of the pages here have been moved since at least the summer of 1998. Please visit your favorite search engine to try to locate the page's new home. When it comes to paranoia.com as we know it, this archived version is it. This message remains here for
that boy got by
years.
Disney. Disney got his ass.
Until paranoia.com undergoes this change.
What the f?
At first glance, this seems like your typical early 2000s homepage, just in French. Reminiscent of cyberspace titans like MSN and AOL, paranoia.com begins hosting news, stock information, the weather, and even offers its own email service. The interesting thing about this, though, is that the site actually doesn't go by Paranoia at all, as all across the site, we see another title.
Donations.
It's something called Excite, and they appear to have offered a messenger, a mobile SMS service, and even custom profiles. Furthermore, the copyright information at the bottom of the page reveals a company
I
with
guess
the same
I get
name,
on Elden Ring.
Excite Europe Limited. It's an interesting discovery, no doubt. However, it doesn't exactly tell us much about the Disney company or why they ended up buying this. What we do know, though, is that the original version of Paranoia wasn't actually purchased by them. It was something much less controversial. Unfortunately, archives of Paranoia's transition to this Excite branding only carry forward through April of the same year. 2002 is a complete dead zone, and then right here, on February 7th of 2003, we get our first glimpse of paranoia.com redirecting to Disney's hub site called Go.
Yo, nah. This is crazy. This is actually insane.
Again, I have absolutely no recollection of an IP tied to the name
Maybe
Paranoia.
I'm too deep in.
Yeah, to be fair, I was just 8 years old when they bought this. Kid me was probably just too busy. You know, being a kid, watching cartoons, and most importantly,
my ears, oh my god. Man, I remember when Nickelodeon would like literally make the screen, the TV shows go away just so could go outside and not be fat. They don't do that no more because niggas don't watch TV. Oh my god, Kingdom
in
Hearts.
late 2002, Disney expanded its efforts into a myriad of entertainment mediums.
I've never played this game, is that
Kingdom
crazy?
Hearts makes its debut.
Yes, I have.
The Lion King
but I never beat it.
premieres
Like,
in
I remember
IMAX.
playing it as a kid.
Epcot is celebrating
On my
its 20th
GameCube.
anniversary, and
But that wasn't a game that you played as a kid, not me. I couldn't play that as a kid.
Tenure. Interestingly, Fillmore, while ending its run on Toon Disney, actually made its debut on ABC Kids, an affiliate channel
Dalen,
of
thank
the
you for
Disney
the
company.
host.
In fact,
Yo, I'm
Disney
going
has
10 hour
purchased a
again today, or
monumental
almost
shit
10
ton
hour
of
again
companies
today,
over the
since
years.
I started late.
And this revelation right here has made me think.
That's valid.
What if, by the off chance, paranoia isn't directly tied to Disney at all? I mean, what if it's a random project of Boss Realty, A&E, ESPN, Catalyst Investments, Silver Creek Pictures, Buena Vista Games, Freeform, WLS7, KTRK13? What if this
Donation.
entire time
Donation.
we've been looking in the wrong place?
Donation.
If you and Los Polos had sex, it would be the stinkiest room.
What the
Two fat white loser scammers.
Why are you envisioning me and Los Polos having sex?
You know, this mystery is interesting.
Yo, why did
Some
Los
of you
Polos
may
pet
not
check
even
Future?
care. I mean, why? Why is it a big deal anyway? Who really cares if paranoia.com redirects to the official Disney homepage? I mean, it's something so silly, so innocent. And
I seen the
what if I
clip.
don't find it?
That nigga Jake
Then
made a hole in one and Los pet him on the
I just
head.
accept it. I move on, going about the rest of my
So
life
awkward.
with this annoying, stupid little question resting in the back of my mind. I mean, statistically, upon viewing this chart, this task seems impossible. It could literally be any of these. So where in the world do we even...
Is he like mid-video brain rotting? Wait, so show? Nah, he too deep in, bro. Nah, he's way too deep in. Oh, wait. The link to their site or the Disney shit. ABC Family?
Stand by. Fairbanks, St. Louis, Buffalo, get ready. Remember, we're live, coast to coast.
Live coast to coast, America plays Paranoia. You're playing from satellite cameras in living rooms around the country. You're connected by internet and by telephone. You're all battling one studio contestant. Paranoia. It starts now.
Yes, this is Paranoia, and I'm Peter Tamarkin, and we're coming to you live, coast to coast, with the most incredible game.
Oh my God, it was a setup, Chad. It was a cover-up. It was a cover-up.
To
It
be
was a
honest,
cover-up.
I'm not quite sure
It was a
if
cover-up.
this is it. But it feels like we're pretty damn close.
It was a cover-up, bro.
Late into this video script, a fellow investigative YouTuber named Kylie tipped me off on this show, and while she said she wasn't able to confirm anything, she had a hunch that we're getting there. In April of 2000, the Fox Family Channel premiered a game show. It involved 4 contestants at a time, 1 in the studio and 3 scattered around the world. Paranoia consisted of 10 rounds of multiple choice questions, and the in-studio contestant was put up against the satellite players in a race for a grand prize of $10,000. Get a question right and move on to the next round. Get it wrong though, and lose $1,000 of potential winnings. It was a program that undoubtedly pushed the limits of what a live 2000s game show could be, and in retrospect, I don't think I've seen anything quite like it since. The unique thing about Paranoia, though, was that it incorporated audience interaction. The internet in 2000 was budding. And if you, sitting at home, wanted to jump into Paranoia for yourself, it was apparently just a website away.
Wow, damn.
Yeah, this is Fox Family Channel, and you're watching Paranoia Live. If you haven't already done so, get
I
on that
came up
phone
off
right
of
now, pick it up, and
3G
call
and
toll-free
Bruce.
1-877-PARANOIA, and play our
Oh,
game and
wait,
win some
what?
bucks and affect the outcome of the game. If you got a
Those
computer,
cities just
you know what to
confuse
do.
the fuck
Log
out
on
of
to
me, bro. I'm off the SpongeBob
paranoia.excite.com.
Sorry.
And holy, there it is.
Paranoia.excite.com. Oh, yo, nah. He's not deep in.
And there we have it.
Oh, this video is worth it. I ain't
This
gonna lie.
is paranoia.
Damn,
This is why
he
the Walt
solved
Disney
it.
Company owns this domain. It was a random show with a 2-month tenure, owned by a subsidiary company of the corporation the URL was later redirected to, and completely forgotten.
Oh.
Excite is a
I thought
multinational
it was gonna
company
be-
that
Nah, I ain't
facilitated
gonna lie, I
a
think it's some
multitude of
deeper
web
shit,
and
man.
entertainment mediums, and the portal
just
to play
brain rotted
paranoia
me.
for yourself, at least back then, is right here. America Plays Paranoia, a game that led to a mystery, and a mystery that endured
crazy
completely
backstory.
under the radar, yet is so much less so in reality.
Yeah, close the
Pinpoint.
fucking, yeah, close the remarks. Oh my God, he know what he is. He know exactly what he is.